Indeed, we had our own suspicions from the very onset, from the moment we realized that Tshegofatso had been murdered. But at the end of the day, what happened last week, Friday, although for majority of South Africans, the sentence might seem as if it was a slap on the wrist, but at the center of it was just the appreciation of the wrong conduct that he has done and acting in accordance with such appreciation.
Yeah.
You would also, yes, you would also recall that with the arrest of Tshegofatso's ex-boyfriend, there came a person to whom we entrusted Tshegofatso's life with. Around him, Tshegofatso was supposed to feel secure and protected. Around him, Tshegofatso was supposed to feel loved. But this is the very same man who orchestrated the killing of Tshegofatso.
Yeah. What is also difficult for the family is to decide whether or not you'll continue following this trial, considering the impact it's having on your own, well-being. Is there a sentiment to continue hearing this through in person as you have over the past few months?
We've come so far and we can't just leave it. We have to see ourselves through this. We intend to attend the trial right through up to the last day. Whatever the outcome of the trial is, but we're not doing it only for Tshegofatso, we're also doing it for us to find closure as well.
Yeah. You had always suspected that Ntuthuko was in some ways behind this. This is now the allegation being ventilated in court. How much did you know about this individual and his background and perhaps what his motives might have been with Tshegofatso?
Honestly speaking, I tried to find out the little bit of what I could from the family members who came into contact with Shawba, especially who might have known Shawba during the times when Tshegofatso was still alive. All they could say was that he was a very cool guy, not having much to say. He would just come to collect Tshegofatso and go wherever they would go. And at no time where Tshegofatso would come back home to actually complain about the treatment that she got from the boyfriend. Meaning that there were no signs that there could have been an abuse in the relationship. But what you get is a sense of people who were madly in love with each other. That's all I could get from the family, and particularly the friends of Tshegofatso who knew them very well.
The suspicion was that this was a wholesome relationship. Are you able to take us through how you came to a point of suspecting that he was behind this?
When Tshegofatso was reported missing, Shawba came to the police station and was actually asking the family members to say the last time he saw Tshegofatso was when he actually accompanied her to the car that collected her, which we know now that it was the car that was driven by Mr. Malepane. And after the discovery of Tshegofatso's body, he never really bothered to come to the house to show a sense of concern as to what could have happened to the very same person that he claimed he loved. Not even his family sent us a message or maybe showed a sense of concern. And that's when we started having a suspicion that he could be knowing something.
Mm. You mentioned Shawba's family. Are you able to tell us a bit more about the relationship that the Pule family might have with the Shawba family? In other words, have there been any discussions since this was revealed in court that in fact Shawba might have been the mastermind, so to speak, behind Tshegofatso Pule's death?
No, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
None whatsoever. We haven't heard from the family from the moment Tshegofatso passed on till today.
Sure. It does bring to mind how we work in the justice system, doesn't it? I mean, it is something you as a family have always suspected, but it took this individual, Malepane, to finally give the justice system something to hold on to. My understanding is that you, in fact, practice as an attorney in some respects. What are you learning from this process about ways through which we can better ways through which our judiciary works?
Look, the criminal justice system, especially of our country, doesn't work with emotions.
Yeah.
it works with evidence, and then the gathering of evidence takes some time, which at this point I must commend the investigation team that was handling Tshegofatso's case. And a lot of evidence, I would love to believe that it was collected up to the point where it actually took Mr. Malipane to finally agree to have been the one who committed the offense, and also not only that, to also offer himself and state witness after the completion of his case. So that's why I'm saying to a lot of people what might seem as a slap in the wrist, to us as a family, see it as the appreciation of his conduct, that it was wrong, first and foremost, and secondly, taking responsibility for his action in order to help us as a family as well find closure. So the justice system, to some others, might not work, and to some others it might work, and to some others it will be as if this was just a step on the list.
You speak about evidence. Outside of Malepane's confession, are you privy to what else the NPA is holding on to try to pin Shawba to this crime?
No, not really. At this point, the only thing that I know was that one of Mr. Malipane, his confession, and eventually his plea in court.
Sure, fair enough. Well, thanks very much for agreeing to speak to us as you still try to navigate the really tragic details that are now emerging surrounding how Tshegofatso Pule may have lost her life. Really appreciate you coming onto the program this morning. Tumisang Katake is Tshegofatso Pule's uncle. Thanks.